Thanks so much for joining us here on this Friday at noon. I'm Brooke Hash. We're hearing more about the two children killed while praying before school on Wednesday in Minneapolis. Police also releasing new information about how the chaos unfolded, with officers arriving on scene just about 4 minutes after those first 911 calls. ABC's Christiane Cordero is at Annunciation Catholic School in Minneapolis with the latest.
Today, officials are applauding the acts of heroism by Annunciation Catholic School students and educators, making split-second decisions that they say saved lives. 2 young children were killed. 8-year-old Fletcher Merkel's father, Jesse, remembered his son as someone who loved playing sports, cooking, and fishing.
We will never be allowed to hold him, talk to him, play with him, and watch him grow into the wonderful young man he was on the path to becoming.
The family of 10-year-old Harper Moisky is mourning her death, writing in a statement, "Our hearts are broken not only as parents, but also for Harper's sister, who adored her big sister and is grieving an unimaginable loss. As a family, we are shattered, and words cannot capture the depth of our pain." Of the 18 people injured, 15 are children. Dwayne Pesa told us all 3 of his kids evacuated safely, adding he's heartbroken for his community and angry.
Part of the reason for being angry is knowing that this is going to be something that my kids live with for the rest of their life.
Investigators say the shooter's weapons were purchased legally. Writings and video the shooter allegedly left behind lead them to believe this was someone full of hate for essentially everyone.
I won't dignify the shooter's words by repeating them. They are horrific and vile. But in short, the shooter wanted to watch children suffer.
Jesse Merkel offered support for fellow parents.
Give your kids an extra hug and kiss today.
Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Minneapolis.
Now, many of the messages left at that school offer support or a call to action with phrases like "enough is enough." And then there's one bouquet of flowers with a card that said, "We get it. With love, Uvalde." Well, here at home, prayers at St. Patrick's Church in East Louisville turned first to those people in Minneapolis. Our Ian Hardwitt has the story.
But it was much more than just education. It was a community, and so it really became a home.
Before Father Jeff Schooner oversaw the St. Patrick's Catholic Church and School in East Louisville, Holy Cross High School was his second home. Wednesday in Minneapolis at the Catholic Annunciation Church, what should have been a back-to-school mass turned into a massive, deadly shooting. 2 kids died, at least 18 people injured.
It flies in the face of everything that we hold to a God of love and of peace.
Unlike the days when Schooner was a student, the mass attended by over 600 students here at St. Patrick's School is no longer public. That changed 3 years ago, well before this latest tragedy.
For the intense grief, is there a period of intense love that comes behind it? Is that something you've seen in your own experience at the church?
Yeah, I do think that in people's grief, when others love them, that shares the burden. We never say that all the evils that befall us are God's will for us, but we do say that God can work good out of even the evils that befall us.
After spending the morning in prayer, he challenges others to let that contemplation inspire.
And we know that in our world that there is evil that exists, and God's solution to that for us is the gift of himself, that he is with us in the midst of that pain, and he inspires us to make a change, to work to make the world better, but that the answer to many prayers comes through our action because we've been inspired by God.
In keeping his faith, Schooner says it's a journey, not a destination. In Louisville, Ian Hardwitt, WHAS11, on your side.
Father Schooner added counseling is always offered at St. Patrick's to any student or families who need it. Yesterday, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear also spoke about this issue and the importance of courts in preventing mass shootings through restrictions on access to firearms by individuals deemed dangerous. He also announced more than 1,300 public schools in Kentucky will now have a school resource officer. It's something that's mandated under the School Safety and Resiliency Act. The state school security marshal is also required to conduct annual unannounced visits to all public schools to verify state-mandated security measures and other requirements are in place. A man is dead after a stabbing in southwest Louisville late Thursday. LMPD responded to the 9500 block of Johnsontown Way just after 10 o'clock last night. The man, who was suffering from multiple wounds, died at the hospital. We are told one adult male was also detained, and all parties to the incident are accounted for, according to police. An update now in the Cairo Jordan murder case out of southern Indiana. His mother, Dejon Anderson, who's charged with his murder, will not go to trial until next year. It was expected to start in October. Court records show Judge Larry Medlock pushed the trial again by request from the defense. Anderson is accused of killing her 5-year-old son, Cairo, and dumping his body in a suitcase in the woods 3 years ago. He was found by a mushroom hunter and given a proper burial by the community. His mother's trial now set for January 6th. Earlier today, Okolona and Fern Creek fire crews responded to a house fire in the Highview neighborhood. This was on Mandeville Drive. It took about 20 firefighters to get it under control. We're told no one was home at the time. Fortunately, no one injured. The cause of that fire is currently under investigation. On the lighter side of things, what a perfect start to the Friday, Mallory.
Yeah, gorgeous out there today. Lots of sunshine. That nice weather pattern that we've been feeling all week continues onward as we carry on into the holiday weekend. Starting off with a live look outside over downtown Louisville from our Hughes & Coleman U of L Health camera. Hardly a cloud in sight, maybe a few high cirrus clouds. Otherwise, temperatures warming up nicely into the mid to upper 70s currently across the Louisville metro area. We're at 77 degrees at both airports, 74 at Iroquois Park, 78 in Valley Station and PRP, 80 degrees up in Sellersburg. Big picture view, we have some lower 70s off to the north in Bedford and Seymour at this lunchtime hour, and a few low to mid 80s down to the south of the parkways. There are 84 currently in Springfield, 81 in Lebanon, 80 degrees in E-Town. Still another gorgeous day to take that lunch break outdoors. I will say our dew points have increased ever so slightly today. We're still in the 50s in many spots, but we have a few spots in the lower 60s. That's because we do have a weak front that's moving through the region today. So that brought the potential for a couple of sprinkles yesterday through overnight. But as you can see here, our radar very dry, hardly a cloud in sight. A nice day overall with temperatures remaining below that climate average of 87 for this time of year. Expect upper 70s off to the north in southern Indiana. More of those low to mid 80s throughout our Kentucky counties. And it should be another fantastic Friday night for some high school football. Expect temperatures in the 70s all throughout the games. Throughout the region tonight, light winds from the north 5 to 10 miles per hour and partly cloudy skies. Once again, this nice weather takes us through the holiday weekend. Rain chances return next week. We'll talk much more about that coming up in our 7-day forecast. Brooke.
Mallory, thank you. Firefighters at Fern Creek Fire and EMS just cut the ribbon on a new addition to Station 73 today. The new expansion comes with upgraded facility features, expanded living quarters, modernized equipment bays, and improved infrastructure to the support of growing demand throughout the district. Speakers included Metro Council members and Congressman Morgan McGarvey, who highlighted all that Fern Creek firefighters have done.
They help kids who want to see fire trucks. They rush into burning buildings. They save businesses. They keep people safe. It was the Fern Creek Fire Department that took the lead on advocating for firefighters to make sure that their widows and survivors get the death benefits to which they are entitled for what firefighters do for us.
Fern Creek Fire and EMS provides 24/7 fire protection, rescue, and emergency medical services to the area. Officials said the upgraded station will serve a very growing area in that community.